I really want to deal with this. Dude, I can't. I'm a fucking loser. Can't play the fucking Star Spangled Banner right now. It's pissing me off. It pisses me off. Like, okay. I've spent several years being patriotic. Fuck the hater! And that's how it is.
It pisses me off. Like, okay, I spent several years being patriotic. Fuck the haters, and that's how it is, YouTube. Nah, stupid fucking lighter. Fuck you. Stupid fucking lighter. Hey lighter, fuck you. Oh, you don't like being beat up. You don't like it. You don't like it. You don't fucking like it. Then maybe you shouldn't fucking go against the grain, stupid fuck. I'll beat you up, you piece of shit. God damn it! I broke my fucking cigarette. Fuck. Fucking social media doesn't give a shit. Fuck you. Fuck you fucking touching me, you piece of fucking shit, you. And fuck this. And of course my drink has to spill. I lose my fucking temper over these stupid fucking assholes. And no one's gonna feel sorry for me, because it's just like you did it to yourself, dude. You had a fucking drink combo and you had to lose your fucking autistic temper. Spill it for yourself. Fucking bullshit. Get the fuck out of my way, stupid fucking hat. Stupid fucking piece of shit fucking hat. Fuck you, oh it's here. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. You fucking piece of goddamn shit. Fuck you, you stupid fucking bottle. Stay on the fucking desk, stay on the fucking desk, you piece of shit. Fuck you, I told you. How many times did I fucking tell you to stay on the fucking desk? Fucking stay on the desk, I told you 1,000 times. Fuck you, fuck you, you stupid fuck. You wanna fall off the desk to be cute, and no one asked you to be cute, you piece of shit. Fuck you. I don't care if I got a nasty fucking temper. Fuck you. Stay the fuck in my hand, you piece of shit. I'll smoke you until you're dead. Fuck you. Don't care if anyone cited me. I'm fucking miserable. I'm just making the best of every day. That's all you can do, YouTube. That's all I can do. Temper, fuck you. Stay the fuck in my hand, you piece of shit. I'll smoke you until you're dead. Fuck you. Don't care if anyone cited me. I'm fucking miserable. I'm just making the best of every day. That's all you can do, YouTube. That's all I can do.
In the beginning, there was nothing. And then there was the Drunken Peasants Podcast.
I gotta get a witness. No!
Say, man, you got a joint? No, not on me, man.
I don't have facts to back this up.
It'd be a lot cooler if you did.
That's true. Sometimes I cry.
Oh!
Lick my butthole, he laughed.
From the strangest corners of the internet, here to bring you opinions of the world from an altered perspective. Here are your hosts, the Drunken Peasants.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Drunken Peasants Podcast. This is episode 1366. And, happy 4th of July to everybody who cares that it's the 4th of July. I usually book these episodes really far in advance, and I actually had Scott originally booked for tonight's show because I knew I was going to want to do a stream on the 4th of July, and most people prefer to have that day off. But Scott, being Canadian, didn't have any plans for the 4th of July, so I had him booked for tonight. So I'm here flying solo just because of how, fate can lead you, fate can fuck with you sometimes, I guess is what I'm looking for. Sorry, totally unexpected. Who could have expected such a thing? But yeah, I'm here streaming. I'm hoping that by the end of the night, we can get the goal to maybe like 60%. I could really use the help. If you're out there and you want to send a couple bucks, please send it to the link pinned right there in the chat. And we'll be back to our usual schedule and everything starting tomorrow. So please give the stream a like. And yes, if you like the intro video, that was Boglum Reacts. Almost reminds me of like Panic at the Disco or something like that. I don't know what you think. So everyone, please like the stream. And we're gonna, oh shit. We're gonna check out some videos and other fun stuff. I've been streaming every day because some unexpected financial issues hit me, and I'm trying to catch up. I'm still behind, but I'm slowly catching up. So if you want to help us catch up a little more, let's do a tip train and get us a little closer to that goal. I think if we can get to around 60% of the goal, we should be in good shape.
For Scoot, in his honor, and since he can't be here for episode 1488 either, I propose that a Scoot clip plays for donos of $14.88.
A clip? Which clip? I don't know which clip you... I can play clips, for sure. On episode 1488, we're going to try to put together some Scott clips. And we'll have people send in stuff that we can play, because he wanted to be on that episode. That was his goal. And I was going to do whatever I needed to do, so I guess we have to fulfill the promise and make sure that he's on that episode. All right, let's check out. Let's see what's going on with all the political stuff. It's terrible. I'll download some clips. We played a whole bunch of clips on the episode where we told everyone about Scott's passing. So you know what? If you want to do it, we can do it. We can do Spec. You find the clips and you DM them to me and I'll play the clips. Do me a favor and help me find the clips. And I'll do it. Sounds good to me, because yeah, he was supposed to be on tonight's episode. I actually had him booked. I haven't had the heart to take his name off of the schedule, but actually the last episode that he had agreed to come on, it was the 29th. I did take his name off of that one, actually. But yeah, he July 29th was the last episode he had agreed to be booked on. Yeah. So yeah, I think that's a great idea. If people actually want to donate to have those clips played, I'll do it. I could also use the cash, like I said. Another thing I have to do is whenever they decide, whenever and wherever they decide, if there's some sort of memorial service or whatever you want to call it, I'm going to have to fund a trip to Canada. And obviously, since I do this for a living, I have to use the contributions to the show. So if you want to help out, that's part of where the funding is going. All right, we are going to check out some of the news right now. Here we go.
He called me sir and got me so fuming angry.
People are discriminating against wolves.
Wow. They're laughing at us, at our stupidity.
Finally got Streamlabs to work. Fuck overdraft fees.
Yeah, oh, I tell you what. Yeah, I'm going to have to call my bank tomorrow and ask them very nicely if they will overturn the overdraft fees, because I got more overdraft fees. So my goal is to get my account into the positive, and then hopefully they'll waive the overdraft fees too. But it'll look better if my account is in the positive. But yeah, overnight, even though today is a national holiday, they still tacked on some overdraft fees. It's fucking terrible. Hey, call me Cobra. I'm just being honest about it. I don't normally get overdraft fees, but it happened this time. All right.
Hi.
It's Marianne Williamson still doing her presidential run on her way to try and... I don't think she's going to get anywhere.
Happy July 4th. Today we celebrate the birthday of the United States of America. And our second president, John Adams, said that he hoped that every July 4th we would revisit our first principles. On that day, July 4th, 1776, 56 very brave men signed a document that would change the world. I say that they were brave because if the British had won the war, all of them would have been hanged as traitors against the King of England. This document contained ideas that represented not only new political possibilities, but new personal possibilities for the human race. The very idea that all men are created equal, endowed by their Creator with the inalienable rights of life and liberty and the pursuit of happiness. The idea, according to the Declaration, is that governments are instituted to secure those rights, not diminish, chip away, or limit those rights, but to secure those rights. And that if the government is not doing that job, that it is the right of the people to alter it or to abolish it. Now, if those ideas are not...
Abolish it. I don't see that happening. I don't see I don't see the people be like, abolish the government. The government be like, all right, the people said so. It would be up to the people in power whether or not that would even happen. And they're not letting go of the power. They need the power.
No longer inscribed in our hearts. If they're written in parchment under glass at a museum, or they're inscribed on marble walls, but generation after generation no longer inscribed and embraced by the people of any particular generation.
Thank you so much.
Then those ideas begin to lose moral force.
Happy Treason Day to you too.
And when they lose moral force, we become easy to play. And that's what's happened. We have forgotten the radicalism of the American experiment, the insistence on individual liberty, the insistence on the equality of all men, the insistence on inalienable rights, and insistence on the fact that the government is here to secure.
I love the people walking in the background,
and that the people have the power, and that if the people are not, if the government is not doing its job, the people can alter that. And so on this day particularly, I think it's important that we have a very mindful, not a mindless July 4th holiday. What happened on that day was not only extraordinary in relation to what had come before, but it also said a lot about what would come after. Because those 56 men, among them, 41 were slave owners. And what does that mean? That means that those 41 signed a document positing the equality of all men, even though they themselves were perpetrators of slavery. That struggle, that dichotomy is built into the system in the United States. It's baked into the cake. It's part of our characterological DNA that we have always been from the very beginning and throughout our history, both and. We have within every generation reiterating this.
Here's some money to help you out. Love the
Thank
show.
you so much. I really appreciate it. And now we're at 41%. Like I said, my goal is to probably try to get around 60%. And then we'll be back again on Saturday. We got Jeff Holiday booked on Saturday.
Same struggle, the same drama. We have always contained forces of those of us who really understand the depth and the meaning and the importance of these ideas. There have been millions of Americans who have been willing to struggle for those ideas, to stand on them, to sacrifice for them, and some have even died for them. But then there have also been in every generation, and it's important that we realize that ours is no different. There have also been forces who, for their own ideological and or financial reasons, had no intention of seeing those principles actually actualized because it was inconvenient to their purposes. And they have proven throughout our history that they would do whatever it took to make sure that those principles were not fully actualized. Every generation has lived out this drama, some more dramatically than others. But if you look at the arc of American history, we have a lot to be proud of. Because with abolition, we repudiated slavery. With the women's suffrage movement, we repudiated the institutional suppression of women. With the establishment of organized labor, our ancestors repudiated the inherent injustices of the Gilded Age. And with the civil rights movement, our ancestors repudiated the evils of segregation and the institutional suppression of Black people in the American South. In a very real way, it's our turn now. Today, there's not a particular institution that is transgressing against the ideals of the Declaration of Independence, so much as it's an economic paradigm. The very idea that corporate profits should take precedence over the safety and the health and the well-being of the American people. In a way, we've regressed to the age of the old landed gentry in England.
We're regressive.
Except it's not the old landed gentry of England. It's insurance companies and pharmaceutical companies, big chemical companies, big oil companies, big food companies, gun manufacturers, and defense contractors. And we, in our time, absolutely must repudiate the inherent injustices of any system that says only a few, whether it be as it is today, stockholder class, billionaire class, donor class, whatever you want to call it, they have no right to hoard the resources of this country, so that we have a country in which a government of the people and by the people and for the people has, for all intents and purposes, been replaced by a government of a few of the people, by a few of the people, and for a few of the people. This is a day to remember all that, because the Declaration of Independence is our mission statement. It's our vision board.
I'll dump tea when I want to.
Important, as John Adams said, that we remember on this day what our first principles
Happy 4th of July. And please like the stream.
Particularly given all of the drama in our country this time. It's a very sober moment in American history. And I know a lot of us are working through a lot of these things in our minds and in our hearts. You know, this is not a time when it's all about collecting more data or collecting more information. It's a time for greater understanding and greater depth. That one day in these United States, and hopefully in the world someday, all men, all women, all people will truly live lives in which life and liberty and the pursuit of happiness are simply the order of the day.
I have another good idea, because I haven't been, first of all, Spec hasn't sent me any clips. I didn't have any prepared. And I haven't really been getting any $14.88 donos. So I don't know if that's really going to get things rolling, but I do have an idea. But I'll do it after this video.
And when we serve the ages, not just our own personal interests, but the higher ideals of our country and of all that is good and true and beautiful, it changes us as people. And that's what I think July 4th can be. A day to think very deeply about who we are as a nation, what the higher ideals of our nation represent and have represented.
Oh, I didn't mean you had to like edit and render a video or anything. I just wanted you to DM me a link to some clips or whatever. But
so that we
did play a lot of the good clips a few weeks ago.
Make good on the promise and do what we can to move it forward. Happy July 4th.
You know, I've been aware of who she was for quite some time. I was never interested in voting for her, but I would vote for her over Biden. I don't really think Biden should keep running for president. All right. I have an idea. I don't know if it's going to fail or not, but I'll try it out. So I will be right back. And I'll share with you this idea. And we'll do the $14.88 thing too, if you guys think that's a good idea. But I'll be right back. Okay, back. Thank you for sticking around. Please like the stream. So I had an idea. So like I said, my stream goal, this wasn't a pee break. This is an idea I had that maybe someone out there, maybe some of you guys might be interested in this. So if we can get to 60% of the goal, the highest donator tonight will receive this. It's a full color action figure. I had a bunch of these made years ago and didn't end up selling all of them. So I had like a bunch of them. So if you're the number one, if we surpass 60%, the highest donor, but we have to surpass 60%. If we surpass 60%, the highest donator will get this. I'll cover the shipping costs and everything and package it and send it to you. And we'll see if we can get over 60%. And then I'll reach out to you and get like a shipping address and whatever, and I'll ship it out before the end of the week. Whee! All right. Next. President Joe Biden working to shore up Democratic support following debate.
Sounds good to me.
There we go. There we have it. Thank you so much, Justin Buckner.
Right. Let's shift to politics. President Joe Biden vowing to stay in the presidential race despite sources saying that he's keeping an open mind. Biden met with a group of more than 20 Democratic governors last night in what was described as a candid discussion. ABC's Christiane Cordero has the latest from Washington.
President Joe Biden is trying to shore up Democratic support after his debate performance 1 week ago raised questions about whether he's fit enough for a second term.
We were honest about the feedback that we were getting.
Republicans have been saying this for a while, and everyone was like, "Oh, it's just a conspiracy theory that they've made up to make Biden look like a feeble old man." But here it is. It's not. Maybe it was originally, but it's real now.
We were honest about the concerns that we were hearing from people.
The president met with more than 20 Democratic governors last night to discuss the debate and the way forward. He told them he's staying in the race. Many governors doubled down on their support, citing Biden's accomplishments during his first term and their concerns should Trump be reelected.
We're worried because of the threat of a Trump presidency is not theoretical for governors.
The stakes could not be higher.
2 governors floated as potential replacements for Biden. Michigan's
Michigan's governor? I don't think she's going to get the nomination. I don't think so.
Gretchen Whitmer and California's Gavin Newsom.
I don't think maybe.
Were among those who attended in person. Both said they're sticking by Biden. Newsom writing, "I heard 3 words from the president. He's all in. And so am I." So far, 2 congressional Democrats have called on Biden to drop out. The latest, Congressman Raul Grijalva of Arizona, told the New York Times if he's the candidate,
Who? I've never heard of this guy. He's a member of the House? Never heard of this guy. What is he, from New Mexico, or did they say Arizona? He's got like a bolo tie that has a bunch of turquoise on it, so he might be Native American.
Going to support him, but I think that this is an opportunity to look elsewhere. Biden told one ally he still believes he is the best candidate to beat Trump, but that he's keeping an open mind about the path forward. The White House has repeatedly blamed his debate performance on a cold and jet lag. In a new interview, Biden told a Wisconsin radio host he made a mistake.
Yeah, usually if they're a member of the House of Representatives, you wouldn't have heard of them unless they were your local representative, or they're like one of the famous ones, like AOC. You know, there's a few of them that are popular, and of course we know Nancy Pelosi because she was the speaker. Usually, you know who the speaker is, maybe if you pay attention to politics.
Mistake by not performing better.
I screwed up. I made a mistake. That's 90 minutes on stage. Look at what I've done in 3.5 years.
The president is scheduled to sit down with
I made a mistake. What does that mean? Oh, I made a mistake. I decided it was nap time during a debate. What was the mistake?
ABC News' George Stephanopoulos.
I don't think it was a mistake. I don't think he chose to be that out of it.
In his first interview.
A mistake is like you chose to do something and it didn't work out well, or, you know, that kind of thing. He didn't choose to fall asleep on stage, right? Oh, I just thought it was nap time with Trump.
Since the debate, airing in its entirety tomorrow night. Christiane Cordero, ABC News, Washington.
All right. Biden meets with Democratic governors, vows to stay in presidential race.
Turning now to your voice, your vote. President Joe Biden says he is not dropping out of the presidential race and is staying through November. Some Democratic governors traveled to Washington Wednesday to meet with the president after criticism over his debate performance against Donald Trump. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz says the governors had an honest conversation with the president about the feedback they were hearing. In the end, they declared their support for Biden as he seeks re-election.
3.5 years of delivering for us, going through what we've all been through. None of us are denying. Thursday night was a bad performance. It was a bad hit, if you will, on that. But it doesn't impact
if you
what I
will.
believe.
It was a bad hit, Daddy. It was a bad hit, if you will.
He's delivering.
Now, the president's interview with Good Morning America and This Week anchor George Stephanopoulos will
when
now
you're trying
air
to debate Trump and you look like you're falling asleep, that's hard times, Daddy.
in its entirety as a primetime special. That is tomorrow at 7 p.m. airing right here on Local 5.
All right.
Has the president had any medical exams since his last annual physical in February?
And we were able to talk to his doctor about that, and that is a no.
He was on the way to the debate. The doctor was with him. He had a cold. He's 81. Does he not get checked out by the doctor? I'm just curious.
Well, I can tell you,
works.
he did not get checked out by the doctor. It's a cold, guys. It's a cold, and I know that it affects everybody differently. We have all had colds.
Her face looks very red.
And so
I don't know if it's just like
he
her
was not
red shirt.
checked by the doctor. We're able to talk to his doctor about that, and that is a no.
He was on the way to the debate. The doctor was with him. He had a cold. He's 81. Does he not get checked out by the doctor? I'm just
Well, I
curious
can
how
tell
that
you
works.
he did not get checked out by the doctor. It's a cold, guys. It's a cold, and
it's a cold.
I know that it affects everybody differently. We have all had colds.
Is she embarrassed?
And so, no, he was not checked by the doctor.
She's blushing. Here's the... Oh, we already watched this, kind of. Let's
Now to the race for the White House. President Biden is stepping up his efforts to calm concerns after his poor performance in last week's debate. One of his next critical tests is when he sits down with George Stephanopoulos tomorrow for his first television interview since the debate. ABC's M. Nguyen joins us live from Washington.
That job is one of the worst jobs in a presidential cabinet. Being the press secretary, it's the worst job. Because you have to face the press and make excuses for what the president does and make it sound good. And all of his failures put a spin on it to make it sound like it's not so bad.
D.C. with the latest. Good afternoon, Em.
Good afternoon, Pedro. Yeah, concerns among the president's party for whether Biden will stay the Democratic presidential nominee is reaching this very critical point.
A defiant President Biden standing firm despite calls from some congressional Democrats for him to step aside. The president on a Wisconsin radio show.
I screwed up. I made a mistake. That's 90 minutes on stage. Look at what I've done in 3.5 years.
I took a 90-minute nap during a debate.
The president trying to turn the spotlight on Donald Trump, previously pointing to the former president's numerous lies on the debate stage.
Why didn't you point them out when you were debating him, though? That was the time to point them out, not afterwards.
I got a guy I'm running against who's embracing political violence, pledging to rule as a dictator on day one.
In a meeting last night with nearly
just for one day.
dozen Democratic governors, the commander-in-chief sought to reassure concerns.
It was a great conversation with the president and the vice president because it was honest. It was candid.
President Joe Biden is in it to win it.
Sources say the president also told state leaders.
Just because it rhymes doesn't mean it's true.
He had a medical checkup following the debate and was given a clean bill of health. The White House confirming this morning that Biden was seen to check on his...
He's been given a clean bill of health for an 80-year-old.
Cold, aligning with what...
Like if I had the physical symptoms of an 80-year-old, they would take me to the emergency room.
What we're told the president said, but contradicting Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre yesterday.
Has the president had any medical exams since his last annual physical in February?
And we were able to talk to his doctor about that, and that is a no.
He hasn't had any kind of medical exam?
No.
This comes as sources tell...
Okay, anything else?
First, the White House says President Biden is not considering stepping down amid growing concerns over his debate performance.
He's a narcissist.
The president met with more than 20 Democratic governors aiming to calm concerns over his mental fitness. ABC's M. Nguyen has more as Biden gets ready to sit down with our George Stephanopoulos tomorrow for his first television interview since the debate.
A defiant President Biden standing firm despite calls from some congressional Democrats for him to step aside.
He looks... I know this is just like, like it's like a weird pause game. He looks so confused in this picture. I know it's just a photo, so he could have been like changing facial expressions or something. But yeah, right here he looks like put him in like a sweatsuit and some slippers, and he looks like a dementia patient that like escaped and is lost now.
The president on a Wisconsin radio show.
I screwed up. I made a mistake. That's 90 minutes on stage. Look at what I've done in 3.5 years.
The president trying to turn the spotlight on Donald Trump, previously pointing to the former president's numerous lies on the debate stage.
I got a guy I'm running against who's embracing political violence, pledging to rule as a dictator on day one.
In a meeting last night with nearly 24 Democratic governors, the commander-in-chief sought to reassure concerns.
It was a great conversation with the president and the vice president because it was honest. It was candid.
President Joe Biden is in it to win it.
Sources say
God, they keep showing that. He's in it to win it.
The president also told state leaders he had a medical checkup following the debate and was given a clean bill of health.
He had a medical checkup after the debate. The debate was so bad, it's like, time to go to the doctor.
White House confirming this morning that Biden was seen to check on his cold, aligning with what we're told the president said, but contradicting Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre yesterday.
Has the president had any medical exams since
So there's conflicting information.
Last annual physical in February?
And we were able to talk to his doctor about that, and that is a no.
Into determining what we say Biden
had not had here at the White House, that he did see a doctor a few days after the debate. The White House is trying to backpedal. Like I said, they're
President Biden and the First Lady will host a 4th of July celebration at the White House.
I love local news. I don't know what city this is out of. Did it say? CBS 5, which could be like any. I mean, there's so many CBS Channel 5s around the country. It could be from anywhere.
President Biden and the First Lady will host a 4th of July celebration at the White House tonight for military and veteran families.
She sounds like she kind of has a little bit of a southern accent. Maybe it's like Kentucky or something like that.
This amid growing concern over his political future following his last performance.
Wow. Even the thing where he's saying he made a mistake, he's just bumbling and bumbling.
Poor debate performance.
Yeah, you know what? The last few times we heard that, we didn't hear the full clip. We heard just the part where he's like, I made a mistake. But actually, in the full clip, he sounds like Ozzy Osbourne. For those of you who just tuned in, we are doing like a dono goal. If we end up reaching 60%, which it looks like we're going to by the end of the episode, I'm going to give the top donor this. I'm going to send them this. It's a 3D printed Ben Pie figure where I got my cool mask on and that sort of thing. Full color. And I believe Justin Buckner is currently in first place.
A new CBS poll conducted after Thursday's debate shows former President Donald Trump with a slight edge nationwide among battleground state voters, although still within the margin of error. The previous poll had Biden leading slightly in those states.
The stakes of this race could not be higher.
It turns out perhaps they could be, particularly for Vice President Kamala Harris.
That's right. That's right.
Those chants of 4 more years suddenly ringing a bit differently for a vice president at the center of a crisis consuming the White House and President Biden's re-election campaign. As the Democratic chorus grows louder for Biden to step aside a week after his fumbling debate performance, Harris is at the center of it all, playing the role of loyal running mate.
Yeah, I do kind of think.
Boost a little more.
Aw, damn. Thank you so much. I'll wait till the hee-hees stop. I want to see, there was a great oh, here it is. Where is it?
Biden is our nominee. We beat Trump once and we're going to beat him again. Period.
Even as she privately considers whether she'll soon have to pick one of her own if Biden passes the Democratic torch 4 months before Election Day. But that remains a big if, with signs of a Biden-Harris ticket suddenly not so obvious after all. Harris is in something of a historic holding pattern, leading the charge and defending the president moments after the debate to Anderson.
I hate how they can't be real. You know what I mean? They have to pretend to support Biden even if they don't really think he should stay in. You have to toe the line no matter what. And I don't like that, but that's just how the establishment works.
Not the point that you're making about a 1.5 hour debate tonight. I'm talking about 3.5 years of performance in work that has been historic.
A careful balancing act of proving loyalty, yet trying to maintain credibility. Her future is at the heart of a conversation among Democrats, where respect may run deeper than consensus over the party's next steps.
I think she's a talented woman and someone who should be in the mix.
She's a talented
but this is not a matter
woman, you know, for a woman.
of just passing the mantle to her.
If Biden makes the decision to step aside, senior Democratic advisors tell CNN, he is expected to immediately throw his support behind Harris and ask delegates to do the same. Former presidents and party leaders will be asked to follow suit in hopes of avoiding a contentious fight. A more open race, advisors hope, would be for Harris's running mate, with a focus on leading Democratic governors. Harris has long taken a leading role in prosecuting the case against Donald Trump.
Let us be very clear about who is responsible. Former President Trump handpicked 3 Supreme Court
Oh, God, her voice is terrible. I forgot what her voice sounded like.
justices because he intended for them to overturn Roe.
A new CNN poll finds Harris within striking distance of Trump in a hypothetical matchup.
Yeah, she's going to pull better. She's just a better choice. I don't like her. I hate how I have to put a disclaimer on it because otherwise people are going to be like, oh, you like Harris? I don't like her, but she's a better choice than Biden at this point.
47 to 45%, a race within the margin of error with no clear leader. Harris's stronger showing against Trump is built upon her standing with women. 50% of female voters back Harris over Trump, compared to 44% for Biden against Trump. And among independents, 43% backing Harris, just 34% for Biden. As we talk to voters like Maureen Glenn in Wisconsin, Harris's name often comes up when Democrats express concern about Biden's age.
Even if something were to happen to Biden, I have every faith in Kamala Harris, and I think that Biden or Kamala Harris has a sense to follow a qualified...
I don't know if anyone can beat Trump. I don't know. Who's out there that could run against Trump and win? Like someone realistic, too. I'm not talking about like Taylor Swift or something like that. Like who actually... I don't know if Gavin Newsom... I don't know. I'm not sure about that. Someone in the chat said someone young. Like, what is young at this point? Like, 60 is young compared to Biden and Trump, right? Kamala Harris is 60, 61. That's young at this point. You know, the vast majority of presidents have been in their 50s. Like, the majority, the vast majority were in their 50s when they took office.
good cabinet of leaders and as a team that they can run the country well.
Vice President Harris is literally waiting.
Jimmy Carter cannot run again. Oh, yeah, you're right. I guess he could, but no, he's like, he could. No, we need to not go older. We don't need a 99-year-old president. We don't need
the
that.
wings. Should President Biden make a decision to step aside? Of course, that is his choice alone to make. But the campaign is called the Biden-Harris campaign for a reason. She's been raising money for it. She, in fact, owns half of it. So the political infrastructure and campaign war chest is hers should she become the Democratic presidential nominee. Jeff Zeleny, CNN, Washington.
All right, here's
it's Independence Day in the United States.
Yeah, Jimmy Carter will be Biden's new running mate for vice president.
What could be a day of reckoning for President Joe Biden. He met with dozens of Democratic governors.
All right, yeah, we've seen this. Here's an interesting comparison of Joe Biden 2020 debate versus the 2024 debate.
The presidential election debates in 2020 were considered at the time to be the worst ever.
He's a very confused guy. He thinks he's running against somebody else. He's running against Joe Biden.
But Joe Biden's performance on Thursday night...
Yeah, so that was 4 years ago.
...topped even that. The president shuffled onto the stage and gave a stilted, stuttering performance in which he forgot his lines, made basic factual errors, and at one point just stopped talking altogether.
With his mouth agape.
Look, if we finally beat Medicare.
Already in Democrat circles.
We finally beat Medicare. What does that mean, beat it? Is it like the ending boss in a video game? We beat
There are people
Medicare.
who are saying he can't be the man to lead the party into the 2024 election, which is happening in 5 months' time. In fact, in August, Joe Biden is set to receive the nomination formally from his party, having already won the Democrat primaries. That sort of chicanery behind the scenes is only happening because of the debate performance, which was considered so dire, it will turn swing voters away from him.
Why is there so much background noise? It almost sounds like he's in a restaurant or a bar or something, but it looks like he's in an apartment. It sounds like he has his window open. Maybe he lives in London or something. It's just like noisy chatter outside.
And towards Donald Trump. Back in 2020, the main problem with the
did he close his window?
Presidential debate was that they were too combative, that we had Joe Biden and Donald Trump slinging insults at each other, Trump especially talking over Biden, and Biden in turn getting angry and saying to the moderator, when will this man just shush?
As with the sanitation they need, you have to provide
Tell that
them
to Nancy
plastic.
Pelosi.
Well, he's just shush for a minute.
Yeah, and that's why the...
Jack, I'm going to upload my brain into a cyborg body, fat.
Fat.
We're going to beat off Medicare.
That's why the rules for this new debate were so different, so Trump couldn't do that. He couldn't shout out random stuff while Joe Biden was talking. But the problem is that it didn't help Biden this time. Biden could hardly talk.
Considered quite an unedifying way to conduct a presidential debate. Voters on the whole want to hear more about policy issues. They want to hear what candidates have to say about the issues facing their country, rather than just slinging insults at each other. This year, it was a little bit different. It was actually Joe Biden, perhaps expecting Donald Trump to be up to his old tricks, who came into the debate accusing Donald Trump of having the morals of an alley cat.
How many billions of dollars do you owe in civil penalties for molesting a woman in public, for doing a whole range of things, of having sex with a porn star on the night while your wife was pregnant?
He couldn't even get the zinger in. That was supposed to be his zinger. And he's like, like, he's just stumbling and mumbling. And Trump, look at Trump's face. Like, okay, yeah, whatever. I'm just going to deny it when you say it.
Well, what are you talking about? You have the
What are you talking about?
morals of an alley cat.
I want to see him cut a promo for the debate.
Oh, my God. I wish. I would love to see debates with more than just the two major parties. I remember when I was a kid and Ross Perot was allowed to be in the debates with Clinton and Bush Sr., and those were insane. I wish we could do that. Just do the mic muted thing and I think we should get 3 or 4 of them up there.
There were new rules about this debate, which meant that the two men couldn't talk over each other. They had microphones.
Obviously, they have a huge interest in not allowing that to happen. That's why they have such unreasonable requirements.
Cut off at the end of their allotted time. And that played to Donald Trump's strengths. It allowed him to look like the more reasonable man, to stop speaking at the end of his answers and let Joe Biden simply talk. Well, it proved to be a very effective strategy, because Joe Biden simply talking meant Joe Biden was trailing off on his sentences, not being able to finish the thoughts that he was making, and failing to land some of those character assassinations that he'd clearly scripted in advance.
My son was not a loser, was not a sucker. You're the sucker. You're the loser.
Back in 2020, during those presidential debates, there already were some concerns about Biden's age. But 4 years on, aged 81, it's clear now that the president's mental abilities, or at least his ability to perform on stage, is significantly worse than it was back in 2020. This time, Donald Trump didn't need to attack him for it. Trump just sat back and let Biden talk. And that was the most damaging attack of all.
So there you have it. He's looking very different.
Joining me now is Democratic strategist Julie Rodzinski, CNN senior political commentator Anna Navarro, and former
also on The View. She's from The View.
Congressman from Illinois, Joe Walsh. Great to see all of you this morning. Julie, this feels like a very fluid situation. Things
a neck veg.
A neck veg.
Seem to change by the hour. You just heard Sondland say that Monday seems to be a pivotal day. When do you think that President Biden needs to lock in a decision, and what do you think is going to happen today?
I think President Biden needs to prove to not just his base, but to the American people that he's up to the task. We cannot unsee what we saw on Thursday. And yet it has been a week now. Happy 4th of July, but it's been a week since the debate, and the president has not been out there. I understand he has an interview with Stephanopoulos that he's doing tomorrow, It's going to air on Sunday. So we're going into a long weekend now without any kind of visibility from the president. And Debbie Dingell is right. It cannot just be that one interview with George Stephanopoulos. It can't even be 2 or 3 sit-downs with journalists. He has to get out on the trail. He has to talk to voters. He has to spontaneously present himself as the candidate that he could be. And if he's not capable of doing that, he needs to take a very, very, very short but serious look at what the next steps are. And look, I love Joe Biden. I think he's been the most successful president of my lifetime, if not the last 60 years. But the problem for Joe Biden is that voters are thinking about the future. They're thinking about whether he's capable of governing for the next 4 years. He has to prove immediately. He has to have proven yesterday, 2 days ago, 3 days ago, that he's up to the task.
So, Joe, as you know, last night, President Biden met with nearly every Democratic governor, and the governors then came out speaking from the same script, saying that they have his back. They said, quote, he's in it to win it. So in that case, what's everyone still waiting for?
Him, Allison. They're waiting for Joe Biden. Look, Julie's right. Look, think about this. That debate was a week ago. A week ago. The fact that Joe Biden hasn't been out taking questions from the media, taking questions from voters, unscripted for 90 minutes, a couple hours. The fact that he hasn't done that in the past 7 days, man, that's a much bigger...
It is weird. It does seem like he's kind of in hiding right now. You know what I mean?
...fail than his performance at the debate.
Yeah, the neck. Yeah, you know what? She lost a lot of weight. The woman in red. She used to be kind of.
The guy on the far right looks like Jordan Peterson's botched.
He's an anti-Trump Republican. He's a Republican that publicly shits on Trump.
Biden has always had one test in this campaign. Is he too old? That's all the American people have been concerned about with Joe Biden. If he could get over that, he would beat Donald Trump. He didn't do that. And again, it's been 1 week. The fact that he has not been out is a bigger lapse.
He's kind of like licking his wounds and hiding right now.
Lapse in performance than what he did at that debate.
Anna, CNN is reporting that behind the scenes, there's talk of a succession plan, though the Biden campaign dismisses that reporting. So where do you think we'll be 24 hours from now?
I have no idea, and I think nobody knows. Look, I don't know what's going to happen on the Democratic side until Joe Biden says he's out, he's in. That's what we know. But I do know
it sucks that it's up to him. The question is he too senile to be president? Do you think if he is too senile to be president, do you think he can realize that he shouldn't run?
Happening on the Republican side. And you've got an increasingly emboldened, out of control Donald Trump, who's not being taken into account, who's not being called to task, because we are all focusing on what's going on the Democratic side. It's taking out all the oxygen. In the last week, we've seen what's happened to people around Donald Trump. Rudy Giuliani disbarred. Steve Bannon went to jail, went to prison. Nobody talking about that. Nobody talking about how Donald Trump has pretty much gotten immunity from the Supreme Court now. And this is the guy who's calling...
He got some sort of immunity when I think he doesn't deserve any. I don't think you should have immunity from committing certain criminal actions as president. To me, and it's like, oh, well, if he did it as president, as an official action, he has immunity. I think that's even worse.
For retribution and vengeance, and wants to be a dictator for one day. So this guy, vengeance, retribution, Donald Trump, now thinks he's got immunity. What could go wrong? And we're not focusing on any of that because of these throes of agony going on the Democratic side. From where I stand,
if you stimulate Trump's nunt, do you think he's a squirter?
He's always squirting bullshit out of his mouth, so could be. Everyone, please like the stream if you haven't already. Liking the stream is very helpful and it costs you nothing. And thank you all so much for helping me dig myself out of this.
Boopy 2024.
Boopy 2024. Yeah, I wish. She's only 8. She's not old, and she's not human. But they should change the rules.
Want to see Donald Trump elected under.
They should let non-human 8-year-old dogs run for president.
Any circumstance. I would just like Democrats to figure it out and figure it out quickly. If it's Biden, fine. If it's Harris, fine. If it's Clint Eastwood's empty chair, fine. If it's any empty chair, fine. But let's just focus on
Puking
what
Dog
it is.
2024.
Oh, Puking Dog instead? Boopy and Puking Dog can run on the same ticket. But let's be real. Puking Dog was like over 10 years ago. Do we think Puking Dog is still with us? I don't know. Sad to think about, but you know how it works with dogs.
And what we've got to do to make sure that Donald Trump does not get reelected.
Julie, there are...
I see someone in the chat saying something about AI being president. I think we'll have to reach a point with civil rights where AI is granted like rights as a sentient being, and then maybe we'd have an AI president. But I don't think they'll just be like, oh, this computer program that we don't see as a living sentient being, we're just going to let that run everything. I don't know about that, but I could see where AI becomes so sophisticated and self-replicating that we grant it like civil rights. I could see that happening. Let me know what you think.
Already polls out. And as you say, you don't think, and I've not heard really anybody say yet that they think.
But that's just because I'm a Star Trek fan and that kind of stuff happens in Star Trek.
The George Stephanopoulos interview on Friday will entirely change everyone's mind. So what data point would seal the deal here, one way or another?
Well, the data point is exactly what Anna just talked about. The president needs to go out there and prosecute the case against Donald Trump. We need to stop talking about whether he's capable of doing that, and we need to see that he is capable of doing that. Look, the Supreme Court just ruled effectively that we could either have a benign dictatorship or a totalitarian dictatorship, which is effectively what Donald Trump wants. He wants to put people in camps. He said so. He is going to...
Which people are going in the camps, according to Trump? I'm not doubting that he said that because he said a lot of crazy stuff, but does anyone remember this? What was the context? Who was he saying he wanted to put into camps? Just people he didn't like, or like did he single out specific people? All right. So we got one $14.88 contribution, and they requested that I play this Scott clip. For those of you who weren't around earlier when I explained it, Scoot was originally scheduled to be on tonight's show. So this is one of the 2 last shows I had him scheduled for. So here we go. I don't know what that was. Was that supposed to be something? Hold on. What about? Is it this one?
Seriously, fucking spilling it a second time.
Oh, okay. I'm not sure what that was all about. I'm going to play. I have another one, but I'll just do it. The next $14.88 contribution from you, the viewers. I'll play this other one that was sent to me too. I don't get the context of that. Just Scott like being like, yeah,
Play the Canadian national anthem in his honor.
But Canada Day was 3 days ago. We did have a show on Canada Day. I should have played it. I don't know if Scott would have actually have cared. I don't know if Scott would have cared if we played the Canadian national anthem in his honor or not. Let's check out some other stuff.
So some strategists and
here's the View talking about it. Let's see what they say. Actually, let's
vote for a Benoit and Bowflex ticket over Biden.
Benoit and both. Yeah, for those of you who don't know, there was a pro wrestler named Chris Benoit, and he used a Bowflex to Minecraft himself after killing his family over a period. Oh, it was a slow start. He was off to a slow start. It was like he never even got off to a start. There was no start. It can't be slow. In order for it to be slow, it has to happen altogether, and it didn't.
Donald Trump was
By the way, we're less than 1% away from 60%. Just a quick reminder. We have this up for grabs. I will send this to you personally if you have the highest amount of donos for this stream. And I'll give everyone an update in a minute here at where we are as far as who's the highest donator and who's in second and third place.
mess. He lied his way through it, but Joe Biden's performance was so bad that it.
Yeah, if someone lies, you have to call it out. Otherwise, they're going to get away with it. The lie that goes unchallenged during the debate could just be taken as fact. Right, so the top three donors right now, Justin Buckner in first place with $104. Dragon in the West in second place with 35, and then Speck in third place with $14.88. So those are the top three. Justin Buckner has a pretty commanding lead, but anything could happen.
Donald Trump is a threat.
If you leave it up to him, he's not going to leave.
He can bow.
Which it is up to him, so we're getting Biden. There's not a good chance that Biden's going to survive the next 4 years. Like, he might not pass away or anything, but he might have to resign. You're voting for you're probably voting for Kamala when you vote for Biden, for Kamala to eventually become president. Let's just think about this realistically.
Was in the audience of The View like Dusty's owner, IDL. Hey, ladies.
Hey, ladies! Yeah, Dusty's owner was. It's so funny knowing, who Dusty's owner is, to see, like, when they pan away, you see Dusty's owner sitting in the crowd in the back. It's hilarious. I said this earlier. All right, we're back. Hi, we're back. You never know what'll get your stream taken down until you do it, and they're like, no, no, no. So, no, I mean, we're fine. No, this happens sometimes. Sometimes I'll watch a video, and you'll watch a video, and for whatever reason, it's a video that will kind of like take down your stream. Guys. Yeah, we're back. Everyone liked the stream. We're back and rolling here. Just move on to the next video. This is not the first time this kind of thing has happened. Let's do... Oh, shit. I guess it's time to get into some Cobra stuff right now.
Somewhere in the world today, men have got to stand up strong. Face the truth about
People who don't stream a lot on YouTube, they don't understand how this works. Your stream gets taken down, but you can get it right back. The stream just comes right back. You just gotta stop playing the video that they want you to stop playing, and then it comes back.
Amazing.
Damn vote bots situation. Individual looking at other people's ding dongs.
It's perfectly normal to look at other people's ding dongs. Perfectly acceptable.
YouTube, so I got me one of my delicious pinwheels.
Oh yeah, remember those? The things he made like how many days ago? 5 days ago? Something like that.
Mm-hmm. Those pinwheels are delicious.
Not gonna lie, Tubes.
Happy 4th of July. Happy birthday, America.
So right now, in the running, the top three now for the figure, we got Justin Buckner at first place with $104. We got Dragon in the West at in second place with $35. And then we got Goose Juice in third place with $28. By the time I end this stream, the number one donor, I will ship this to you. I'll be reaching out to you.
And of course, a happy wedding anniversary to Ozzy and Sharon. That's what's up.
Is it their anniversary? Did Ozzy and Sharon get married on July 4th?
Yeah, after a bit, I'll be playing the Star Spangled Banner for YouTube. But just wanted to say cheers. We got some Jack Daniels Southern Peach Country cocktails in a can. These are delightful if you like peach flavored stuff.
King Cobra really likes peach flavored stuff. It sucks how The View gets me taken down for 30 seconds and about, I don't know, like 70 viewers leave. Crazy how that works. Thanks a lot, Joy Behar. I don't blame Whoopi, but I blame Joy Behar.
Bacteria must be something else.
Yeah, I think it just vaporizes tapeworms, and that's why he doesn't have one. But maybe a tapeworm is why he's so thin.
Those pinwheels I made are really good too.
Yeah, they look disgusting. It's like a bunch of cream cheese, bacon grease. What else was in it? He made this weird like filler that he called batter. It looked horribly disgusting. I still have another
roll left to cut up. I think I'll save that one for later and just snack on the ones I have on plate now. But anyways, yes, I'm drinking a Jack Daniels Southern Peach. These are delightful. Also, if you're drinking, drink responsibly this 4th of July. Do not fuck with fireworks if you've been drinking too much. And,
if you've been drinking too much. Just enough drinking and fireworks go great together. Actually, I'm kind of scared for my dogs because they really don't like fireworks. And my little dog starts like, doing the Chihuahua shake. But the fireworks just scare the shit out of her. So I'm going to try to play some white noise to drown it out.
Excuse me. Oh. Pardon me, that's just... Excuse the bad manners, just complimenting the brewer.
Uh-huh. All right. Let's watch some of Jessica's recent stuff, shall we?
Hi, just being me. How are you? Yeah. I might add some of these to it. Josh would really like that. Alright. Bong hit first. Yeah, I'm tired as hell. But I've been up most of the day. I've only gotten a few hours of sleep. Oh, I'm gonna have to eat this. I guess I could eat it this morning. It's just peanut butter jelly. But although all the other ones I ate, my stomach hurt. So I wonder. Guess I'll find out after I eat that one. I don't know about vegetable. Who puts vegetable oil in their pancakes? That just sounds not right. I might make it. I don't know. It makes 14. That's not bad. But I'll see. I'll do it if I have time. We'll see. Let me take the rest of this and then I'll start mixing everything up. Well, yeah, and the pancake.
But I digress.
If I make it, I'm not promising that I am.
But I digress, Tubes.
Oh yeah, your package is sent out. So if you just want to send me like I guess a whisper or whatever, I can give you the tracking.
No. They read those whispers, Jessica. You might want to be careful.
For when I get off of here. But yeah, it's already shipped off and on its way to you. Yeah, you like my wand? Sorry, the lighting sucks. I don't have a sight. I wish the lighting was better, but... Right, hold on, I gotta let my kitty in. Well, I gotta figure out where I want to sell my stuff. Cast a circle of protection on you. Well, I can't say what I want to say, so... Do that for now. Yeah, I'll do that for now, and I'll do more later. Alright. Oh yeah, before I do that, let me finish washing this bowl. I have a pancake bowl, and since I haven't sold it yet, I might as well try to use it. Oops, Sonny, don't sit behind me, sweetie, because I don't want to step on you. Watch out, sweetie. Why you can't have sausage balls? No, you're not healthy for kitties. No, come on, you can't be under my toes, sweetie. Tell me no. Sonny, dude, you are such a stubborn mule. Dude.
She's always battling with her cats. It doesn't seem like she can handle having cats.
No. Meow. I said you're stubborn. Meow. Give me a kiss. Thank you. Meow. Oh, be free. Be free, little man. Meow. Fucking head. Oh, look, here's a recipe for sausage cheese balls. Oh, isn't that funny? I've never heard of sausage balls before in my life.
You never heard of sausage balls before?
That's funny.
I think that might have been Josh's nickname in high school. Not really, but I digress.
Well, not no barbecue sauce. No. You saw my wand.
I just want to use I digress as much as I can.
I don't know. I've never heard of it before, but it's funny. It's on the back of the biscuit.
But I digress.
It's a different recipe, but still only 1 pound of meat, so I don't know. But a shit ton of cheese, but I don't have the stuff for all of that, but it does sound good. I'm sorry it's so dark in here, but can't do anything about that. And let me get to getting my hands dirty now. Yeah. I picked out the colors, and then he suggested like a glitter spray on top of the black. So
spray painting a wand is so weird. You know, you'd think maybe they would use like wood finish. You know, like what you'd stain a deck with. You'd stain it and then use that like clear coat on it to kind of keep it from peeling.
It's like I named it Wanda.
What do you think?
Because I realized pink and green, Cosmo and Wanda. So, and they were fairies. So, yeah, I named her Wanda.
Wanda, a wand named Wanda.
should put some black pepper in there, but it's alright. It's too late now.
Here's her sausage balls. Who wants some sausage balls?
That's where you lose me with the barbecue sauce or chili sauce. Although that chili crisp oil, oh my god, I need to do something with that because it smells so good. I'm sure it'd be good on just some rice.
Yeah, you know what? She's probably capable of cooking a meal that isn't bad. She's not like Cobra. Just because she has sex with Cobra doesn't mean she can cook like she cooks like him. You know? I don't know. Maybe she does know how to handle them. I don't know. Maybe she does. Maybe she knows what she's doing. I don't know. You know?
All right. Let's... Yeah, I'm gonna sprinkle it with pepper too before I put them in. So. Actually, I'm not even gonna use that batter bowl. That would be... It's nice, but I'm just gonna use this.
Please give the stream a big fat like.
Why would Zachary Michael be watching me? You like it? Yeah, I wish I had better lighting in here, but yeah, I love it. It's from my man. I picked out the stone.
She actually has a tripod and uses it. So there's another thing she has over Cobra. She has a tripod and uses it.
Oh, excuse me. I should have got 2 boxes of this stuff. I don't have enough. You really don't ask so much.
Is she crying?
I just want to cook.
Okay.
I'm not bothering nobody. I'm not hurting anyone. Hey, Reverend, what's going on? I didn't know if my chat was broke or what. Nothing. I had to start another stream because I don't know why my first one ended, but I made sausage balls again and then pancakes, and now I'm doing a coffee drink, but I don't have all the right stuff for it. So it's not going to be the exact way I want it, but I don't do sugar-free, so...
I don't do sugar-free.
Sorry about that. I had a back... Well, I was here last.
All right.
I'm not sure if I'll be back tonight.
All right, let's see if there's another one. We're kind of speed running these.
Something about this kind of...
Oh, that's a handsome woman right there.
...of highly luxurious gifts, like this influencer here is saying.
She's twirling that like a drumstick.
Tart must have picked up on the fact that I clearly love Van Cleef & Arpels, and this is like something that's centered.
See, people are just sitting here talking. What do I do with my candies? I thought I had them up here with me, but you know what I would like right now is like some Mike and Ike's. I know those aren't like the best candies, but I've always liked them. They're not like a favorite or anything, but you know, every now and then, like some Mike and Ike's. Well, you don't put it in a salad if you're making a bread. You know, you put cheese on the bread. Purple bag Skittles. I don't know what that is. Why is everyone freaking out about cheese and tuna? I don't get it. What's up? Not much. I'm extremely tired.
Why is everyone freaking out about cheese and tuna?
Purple bag Skittles. I don't know what that is. No, I've got like some Rips. It's like the red. I don't know. It claims they've got like all these red flavors, but I can't tell what flavor is what. So I'm just. But I don't even. I want like some Mike and Ike's right now. That's like. But no, they're the little Rip thingies, like Rips. Oh wait, is it Mike and Ike? No. What is the one? The licorice ones. The I don't think that's the licorice thing. I don't think that's Mike and Ike. What is that called? Is that Mike and Ike or is that? No, they don't even apparently make runts anymore. You know, there's little Good and Plenty. That's what I want. Yeah, not
Good
Mike
and Plenty, with the black licorice in the middle.
What I want. I want Good and Plenty.
All right, you know what? Let's move on. Let's move on from Jessica here. Let's do something else. Let's do.
It's because Jessica's boozy smells like rotten cheese and tuna tubes.
Tubes. All right. Let's check out the Jared. All right.
What's going on, guys? It's Jared Genesis here. So, cheers to all my empaths out there who have to deal with stupid bullshit like blessing blockers. I've dealt
blessing blockers. This is new. I've never heard this before. Blessing blocker.
Blessing blockers in my life. And mind you, it's not just people, like it's other stuff too. Satan will do everything he can to send stupid shit your way. Trust and believe. But the thing is, as you get older, you get to understand every trick in his little book, if you even want to call it that. I mean, Satan is an idiot. Like, he really has nothing other than female mind games. He is a, I don't want to use words that'll get me in trouble, but you know. It rhymes.
I don't want to use some words that'll get me in trouble, but here they are. I'll use them.
With Baggett.
You know what I'm saying? By the way, quick reminder, for those of you who might have just shown up, the highest donor tonight gets this. I will ship this to you. This is limited edition. I had these made years ago. It's full color. I can't call it an action figure because it doesn't move. It's a figure, just not an action figure. Highest donor tonight gets it. And where we are right now, Justin Buckner is in the lead with $104. Dragon in the West in second place with $40, and Goose Juice in third place with $34. Just keeping you updated just in case someone wants to come and snatch this out. It's an inaction figure, yes.
Basically what the devil is, okay? He's not someone to be afraid of. He's not a demon with horns. He's not. He was once an angel. He's just a little Trigglypuff because he got thrown from heaven. Rejected because of the Adam and Eve stuff or whatever. But anyways.
It's weird how Jared claims to like be against the system and all that shit, but he's status quo as far as religion goes. He's a devout Christian, according to himself, but it's just more weird denial that he's in. He does, other than saying he's a Christian, that's really where it ends. He doesn't go to church, for one thing. Most Christians believe you have to go to a church.
I digress.
But I digress. See, Jared's doing the I digress also. Where did this come from?
Can you tell I don't like the devil? I really don't.
I really don't like the devil,
I
bro.
love pissing Lucifer off, or as I like to call him, Lucifag. And a great way to piss him off is to keep faith in God. Always, guys. Because listen to me, dude. As a Christian, as a true man of God, you will suffer in this world. God will.
But I digest, Tubes. You know he has digestion issues because of his big pregnant belly.
Yes, before you to see if you're worthy of the kingdom of God. You know, just like, not that religion is a gang, but like, just like, you know, a gang.
I love the comparison that he makes here, because he realizes, oh shit, I'm comparing being a Christian to being in a gang, but then he still gives the example anyway. Because he's too dumb to be like, oh, wait, I shouldn't do that because that's not the right example.
Jared is such a pox, but he's so unintentionally funny I can't help but enjoy seeing you cover him. Has anything gone on with Sturgis and Eric July lately? Any new developments with Riley and Min?
I don't know. I don't think Riley can do much talking right now because of pending court stuff. I do have some Sturgis and I do have some Kendall to go over, so
bang, you know, whatever, Crips. This is not the best example, but they will test to see if you're worthy by, well, they usually knock the crap out of you, you know, to see if you got what it takes.
It's like baptism,
and if you go crying to your mama,
it's a,
you know, you're not going to be part of their gang. It
is weird how baptism has the word tism at the end of it.
Basically the same thing.
What would Jared do if YouTube IP bans him? I don't know. I don't know how to put a leaderboard on screen too. Like, there's no way to put a leaderboard on screen that won't like cover everything up.
God wants to see if you have what it takes to be his follower. And God put a test before me about 5 years ago by taking away my internet. Because he knew
it's like the book of Job. God tested Jared by taking away his internet. No, that was your dad, Jared. Your dad took away your internet, not God.
This was something that was very dear to me.
Very dear to me.
And he wanted to see, you know, okay, you gonna follow the world or you gonna follow me? Because I could have left home. I could have started on my own.
No, you wouldn't have. You would have suffered, man. Oh, yeah, you know what? God tested me, and I was going to leave and move out on my own because my daddy grounded me from the internet. But I didn't because I chose God instead. Okay, why are you still on the internet?
You know, but I chose not to do that because I knew in the end that would just cause me more problems.
Yeah, there's no internet when you're sleeping in a tent. Fuck it, you wouldn't even figure out how to get a tent. You couldn't even pitch a tent that you'd buy at REI.
I stayed true to God. I kept faith, and you know, I know blessings are on the way, and it's been great just to see my haters suffer. I mean, that really to me is my greatest reward.
Yeah, Jared was gonna walk to like California, bro, and get in a rowboat and row all the way to China, and then walk to Tibet, and then hike to the top of Mount Everest, bro. That's what he would have done.
Is to watch my little bitch haters suffer, bro. That means more to me than any other blessing.
Ha! So he just admitted, out of spite and out of a vengeful heart, the number one thing he wants is to watch his haters suffer, bro.
Because I hate weak people. I do. People who think that other people...
I don't think YouTube is going to IP ban Jared, by the way. I don't see that happening. He's been banned so many times that it's not going to happen.
Owe them something. Who think that they can bully people just to help themselves. I hate people like that, and I love to watch them suffer. And if that makes me, you know, unchristian, that's totally fine with me.
He just admitted, if what I do actually makes me unchristian, then that's fine, bro. It's fine.
Because I'm not religious anyway. You know what I mean?
You say that you're Christian.
Following Jesus is not religion. That's just man-made bullshit. Jesus was not about that. You know, he was not about the church. And that's something a lot of you guys need to understand too. But my point is simply this, guys. Stay true on your path. The blessings will come. It may seem like it's barren, you know, like with the book of Job.
He's all over the place. He doesn't know what he is. He doesn't know what he isn't. He's whatever he needs to be that's convenient for that time. That's what he has.
And how Job lost his whole family and, you know, suffered droughts. But he kept his faith in God and he was blessed. So to those of you practicing manifestation and things like that, listen, man, okay? I don't care what some of these new age retards tell you. Sometimes it takes years. Sometimes it does to manifest the things you want because...
Now, by the way, Jared has new age beliefs. He talks about all sorts of things that are part of Eastern religions like Hinduism and Buddhism that have no place in Christianity at all. But now he's like, oh, these new agers, they don't even know what they're talking about. Jared is such a contradiction in so many ways. He's terrible.
God will put tests in front of you. This is something you're not going to hear from these, you know, FAGGOTs, okay? These people who don't know how to suffer. You're not going to hear that from them because they're not true men of God. They're not true women of God.
What?
In order to be a true man of God, you have to suffer in this world. Like I said, he will put tests in front of you to see if you're worthy for the kingdom. The 144,000, baby. You know, and I see that number a lot now. God shows me that number often because he wants me to know that now I'm a true soldier of God for my suffering. He wants me to know that. And
Jared
it's the
is
greatest
a real
honor.
Outside a question but fucking an enigma. What an inconsistent regard.
What an inconsistent regard. Oh my God. Now we're almost at 80%. So that was a different Justin, right? Because that was Justin Brahman. That's a different Justin, right? Justin Brahman. Hold on. So that puts Justin Brahman in first place now to receive the figure at $150. Justin Buckner. Okay, Justin Buckner said not him. So Justin Buckner is in second place now at $104, and then Dragon in the West in third place with 40. So we've got a competition now. The winner, the number one donor tonight, will get the figure.
I really can't even explain what an honor that is. I see a lot of, 222, 333s, 444s. These are also signs from God that you're on the right path.
Oh, no! Oh, no! Justin Buckner coming through, getting us to 90% of the way to the goal on Thursday night show. Whoa. Okay, so now we have Justin Buckner retaking the lead. So now we have Justin Buckner in first place with $206, Justin Brahman in second place with $150, and then Dragon in the West in third place at 40.
Apology, stuff like that. So, yeah, it's not aliens, okay? Nikola Tesla, you're wrong there, buddy.
Nikola Tesla? Is that how you say his name? I like how it kind of covers Jared's head. I wish his head was a little more, squared up.
That's God speaking to you, bro. So some of you atheists need to wake
God.
up.
God, bro.
Pull up and realize that. But not that God really talks to them. But anyways, guys, listen, man. Keep walking your path. Keep practicing manifestation, and you will get the things your heart desires. Okay? But do not leave. Do not turn tail and run from your objectives in life. Okay? You have to stay true to your path. Do not... Yeah, I'm trying to think of the best way to say this, but if God put a challenge before you, do not leave that challenge just so you think, okay, well, I'll have no drama, so now my manifestations will work great. It's not like that, dude. If you do that...
Thank you so much. So, just a quick reminder for the figure... We still got some time left on tonight's episode, but this figure is the giveaway for tonight's number one donor. In first place, we have Justin Buckner at $206. In second place, we have Justin Brahman at $150. Obviously, I'm covering all the shipping and everything. I already have the packaging and everything I need. And I'll ship it out, by the end of... It'll be within the next 2 weeks, basically. So yeah,
you've lost with God. Okay, your future is gonna be hellfire.
You lost with
if
God.
If you turn
bro.
away from God like that, you may enjoy, things on this earth, but you will no longer be part of God's kingdom. What do you want?
I love how Jared can just use the infallible authority of God to make all of his arguments for him. Therefore, he's never wrong because whatever he wants is actually what God wants. I love it. That's so convenient. He's not the first person I've seen use this, but he is dumber than most people that use it.
Life full of toys for 80 years or eternity?
A life full of toys. I like how his thing is like, what about a whole life of toys?
Bliss, everything.
I like how, dude, he does have the mind of a child. His example of like heaven on earth is a life full of toys. Yeah, the stream went down because we had the view. There's no way of knowing which videos do that, but it was the view this time. I'll just have to try to remember not to play long segments with the view. And yeah, they're going to hide it, and I'll just edit it out. I'll edit that part out using YouTube's editor once I'm done. But unfortunately, I can't. I would have to end the stream and start a new one to change YouTube from hiding the stream right now. So it is what it is, but I digress, Tubes.
Desires, because God will give you a new body in heaven. It's not just going to be you floating around. It's
Whoa, is your body in heaven going to be as buff as you are now, Jared? It's going to be so buff, bro. You know what I'm saying, bro? Jared's body in heaven, he's going to be so ripped. It's crazy, bro.
It's going to be like this. God will give you, it says in the Bible, I will give you a new body. And you will enjoy the same things that you've enjoyed in this world, but it will be 1,000 times better. And the best thing about heaven is there will be no fuckboys. There will be no haters. Okay, I'm just going to say
there's not going to
bluntly.
be any YouTube trolls in heaven, bro.
Those people will be rotting in hell because they sold out, because they were quitters. Okay? I have a family member who never tried in their life. This individual loves to blame Donald Trump for his problems. Because he never chose to better himself. He's found himself a nice little scapegoat. You know, don't be like that person, bro. Don't be a quitter. Don't be a crab in a bucket, you know, blaming other people, trying to bring people down to bring yourself up. Stay true to God's plan. Your blessings will not come immediately, but they will come.
They will come, if you know what I'm saying.
When the time is...
Yeah, the things Jared says about other people can easily be applied to him.
It's ready for you, okay? When you have... I'll just end the video saying this.
I'll just say this, guys.
When you have a strong relationship with your Creator, that is the best gift. When you have that intimate relationship, that connection to the Most High, you have won this life. You've won, bro. You know what I mean? You beat the game. Like the, you know, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild or whatever. You know, you beat it, bro. You're just basically now waiting for the next game in heaven. Because this life is a game. I understand that. It's a simulation. But you need...
It's a simulation.
To realize it is a simulation that was created by the Most High.
I'm his beta blocker.
It was created by something. It did not just come from nothing. That's bullshit. Everything that you see, it was put in you. It was put in your consciousness. Okay? The Creator made it to where, yes, this life is a video game for you. But don't be an idiot and fail.
Rehab is for quitters. Nobody likes a quitter.
Okay, don't get a game over, dude. All right? I'm telling you, there is, you know, another life after this one, bro. Okay, this simulation or whatever, this is not the real deal. God put us here for a reason. Okay? When you sleep, when you dream, that's real life. You know, that's why you have to train your subconscious to dream of good things. That's why you have to meditate, because when you meditate, when you practice positive thinking, when you go to sleep, your brain will remain in that state. If you don't have a positive mindset and you go to sleep, your subconsciousness is going to stay stuck in the negative. You will not be connected, you know, to the divine. You will not attract, you know, like with manifestation, you will not attract positive things in your life, because you have to rely. I've been studying this. I've been that Elmer guy, I forget his name. I'll leave a link to his channel, but or just ask me, because I've linked it before. Just ask me if you want to know who it is. when you're in your dream state, that's where all the magic happens. Okay, guys? You know, that's why you can't let negativity run you. When you start overthinking, overanalyzing, you're gonna be in, you know, what I would call like survival mode. When you're in survival mode, you're constantly analyzing, you know, you're thinking of ways to get out of this bad situation you're in. But you just have to have faith in God. And this is something that we all struggle with too. Okay, trust and believe. I was, you know, my 3-year break, I was spending a lot of time.
It wasn't a break. You were grounded. You weren't allowed to use the internet. It wasn't a break. Breaks are voluntary.
My head analyzing, like, why did this happen to me, you know? Excuse me, guys.
Big gulps.
Oh, having a little bit of acid reflux here.
Did you say acid reflex?
And this non-organic meat, it's full of so much grease, good Lord.
I love that. He blames his parents for not buying organic meat. And he says it's too greasy. The grease is usually dependent on like the fat content. And then sometimes like chicken with the skin on, the grease comes from the skin. It has nothing to do with it being organic or not.
Okay, we're good. Sorry about that, guys. Had some ground turkey earlier. Had quite a bit, actually, but yeah, my point is this, guys. Yeah, I questioned things a lot in my 3-year break. You know, I was analyzing, but I should have just left it to God. And because of that, I probably did slow down my manifestations, my blessings, you know, that are coming to me. But see, here's the cool thing. When you're a child, you naturally sort of manifest, you know what I mean? Because you don't overanalyze, you're not necessarily negative. Some children are, unfortunately, you know, if you're brought in a bad situation. But for the most part, children are pretty positive people. And so they know how to do this manifestation on their own. They don't need Neville Goddard to tell them, you know what I mean? It's pretty remarkable. You know what I mean? For the most part, anyway. But being positive, having faith, that is the greatest way.
He suffers from like toxic positivity. Like he's overly positive. It's okay to not be positive all the time. When you actually need to be like focused on something, sometimes like when you get stressed out about something, it kind of tells you how much that thing actually matters. Like you should calm down and think about it rationally, but it's okay to feel stressed out from time to time if it motivates you
to manifest things into your life. The dream state, that to me is real life. You know, when your soul leaves your body, because that's what happens when you're sleeping. It's just like dying. Your soul temporarily leaves, it explores different realms, and then it comes back, you know. And the reason why you forget a lot is because it comes back so fast, it actually makes you unconscious. That's basically what I've learned from Michael Monk anyways. Shout outs to Michael Monk. He is a energy master that I like to watch on YouTube. But, you know, you guys can laugh at me for saying that if you want, but it really does make perfect sense if you think about it. Like, this world, like, you can't tell me this is real, bro. This stupid world. I'm sorry, but it is. This world is quite stupid. But it's humans that made it that way. God didn't make it that way. He gave us the simulation as a test.
We live in a simulation that God made to test us. The thing about a test, usually, like if it's a fair test, there's like rules for the test that are given to you, and you're aware that you're taking a test, and you're even usually like offered an opportunity to study the test material. This is just like you're in a test, but you're not really explicitly told that you're being tested. And it's just a cruel test. And the rules are different for different people based on your position in life.
I believe that's what it is. I believe we're in the simulation because our ancestors fucked up. That's just what I believe.
You're continuing to fuck up.
You know, some people say there's nothing beyond the simulation. I don't believe that.
This
You have no way of...
Randy's just hard cope for the fact he's done fuck all his whole life.
It's true. By the way, we're at 92% of the way to our goal. Thank you so much. If we do end up meeting the goal, I'll just start next week's goal.
Knowing that anyway,
Thank you,
bro. Like, for some of you guys who say that, you don't know that. How can you say that with a straight face when there's no way you can prove that? Okay?
There's all kinds of things you can't prove. Don't do this you can't prove that bullshit. You can't prove God. You can't prove things.
To say that this is the only thing, no, bro. Like, I don't believe that. I think that we are here, you know, God is testing us, but God also wants to bless us in this life. That's the thing. So, in order to get blessed by God, you have to have
Jared reminds
faith.
me of a Modest Mouse lyric, "You wasted life, why wouldn't you waste death?"
Yeah.
Guys,
that is
don't
true.
Get stuck in
I
survival
had to let
mode
that
and
sink
fight
in
or
for a
flight.
minute.
You know, you have to remain positive. Understand.
No, you should not be positive under any circumstance. Like there are times where you should not be positive, and you should you have to allow yourself to experience bad feelings and experience grief and experience loss.
That God is a more powerful force than we'll ever know, and He is helping you in ways that you'll never know. And that is why you must also have faith if bad things happen to you or people that you love, because it's always for a greater good. You know, if you're someone who's on the path of God, it's always for a greater good. You have to believe that. So that's pretty much what I got for you guys today. Sometimes...
Okay, how much longer does he go? He goes like longer, like a fifth longer.
Blessings don't come as fast as
than he already
want,
has.
That's just how it goes, bro. You know, that's the way of following God's path. Do not listen to these new age retards. These are the kinds of people who will rot in hell for, you know,
okay.
Thinking, if you want to change things, you could just change it right now. No, it doesn't work that way, dude. Not for me anyway. Not for someone who wants to follow God's plan. Sometimes you have to suffer in this life, guys. You know, and I'm sorry to be so blunt about it. I wish it wasn't that way. But that's just the way it is, dude. So
that's just the way it is.
Blessings to all you guys. I hope you all get what you want in this life. You know, even to my haters, I hope you guys can change. I hope your hearts can change one day. And that you can open yourself up to God. And that He will bless you. Because I know my blessings are coming. And it may not seem that way. But I understand that some things just take time.
Something, a regarded piece of shit. You know what I'm saying?
That's funny.
I was born in a situation where I had a lot of blessings.
I was born in a situation with an individual.
In my life. But again, it wasn't just people.
You were not born into the people hating you on the internet. You got on the internet and acted like an idiot and a jerk. And then you said some pretty unforgivable things on top of that. So it wasn't just that you were just kind of an asshole online. Because some people can think that's funny. Like, you are funny sometimes, usually unintentionally. But then you just said, like, some horribly unforgivable things.
When you're in that situation, you just have to learn to navigate out of it, bro. Like, you got to learn to, you know what I mean? It puts the video game on very hard mode. We'll just say that. But I will tell you guys this. If you're someone who's dealt with a lot of shit in your life, I know your blessings will come twice as strong. Trust and believe. If you're someone who's really suffered in this world like I have, You know what I mean? I know that God wants to bless you even harder for that.
Oh,
so
I'm gonna
understand
bless you so hard,
that
motherfucker.
when your blessings do come, they will come in a way that you've never imagined. And I believe in my heart that, you know, I'm about to get my come up. I'm gonna get
I'm about to get
everything
my
heart
come
desires.
up.
It's just God had to take care of a few things. That's
What did God take care of? He acts like God is like a spell he can cast on people. It's like a curse. I curse you with God.
Basically all it is. God had to do a little bit of spring cleaning in my life, and just to test me too. To
I hereby curse you with God.
see if I'm worthy, the kingdom of heaven. You know? And I believe, you know, with all humbleness that I did pass that test. Because I care about God more than anything. More than any stupid toys that will eventually rust and decay. I care about having a good relationship with God. So
Did
God
his
bless you
Ninja
guys
Turtle
for
toys
watching.
finally
I
fall
hope
apart?
that you get what you want in this simulation. But understand there is more to it than this. When you die, God will give you a new body. And that's when the party really starts. So don't miss out on that party, bro. You know, if I could quote ICP, the Insane Clown Posse, you know, don't miss out on Shangri-La Live, dude.
Noted
That's why they made
philosophers,
those
ICP. They definitely knew what exists in the afterlife.
Joker cards, you know, all those albums. Shaggy and what's his name? Violent J, they said it themselves. It was to keep people from going to hell. That's what they say, and I believe them. I want you guys to go to the party in heaven. I do. I don't want you to rot in hell. I don't want you to have that taken away. Okay, again, ask yourself, what's more important, 80 or 90 years, if you're lucky, of, you know, good times and having what you want, or an eternity of bliss? What's more important to you? If you want to just have your 80 years, go ahead, but you're not going to like what happens to you in the afterlife. I can promise you that, bro.
Okay, dude.
Just being real. I know hell exists.
Oh, you do?
And I know.
Yeah, it looks like you sleep in it every night. Hell could be Jared's room. Like if hell is real, I think it's on a like we all experience it differently, and hell for me would be having to live in Jared's shit-stained room.
That the people who have tormented me in my life will go there if they do not change their ways. Hell, I mean, heaven is not a place for wicked. They will not, you know, they're not gonna be, you know, I hate to say it like this, but you know, your soul will be too dirty to enter. Like it wasn't made for that. Heaven it's pure. Like it's completely pure, bro, in a way that I probably can't even imagine. So there is a hell. I know there is. Don't go there, guys. You don't want to go there. It sucks. It's not a party. I don't care what some of these stupid rock stars say, like Iron Maiden. You know, hell ain't a bad place. Hell is from here to eternity.
I mean, like, the Iron Maiden stuff is kind of a bit, right? I mean, a lot of that, like, metal that's like, we love the devil. Like, a lot of that 70s and 80s metal that's, like, satanic. It's just kind of an act.
You're
because it was like there was a satanic panic over rock and roll in the 50s and in the 60s. So in the 70s they just kind of like leaned into it. A lot of it.
I'm gonna be sadly disappointed, Mr. Guy. Okay, Mr. Iron Maiden guy. You know, I hope you enjoyed all your money and your women in this life, because your soul is gonna rot and you're gonna be miserable, dude, forever. So don't end up like that guy that hell ain't a bad place. You're gonna get fucked for eternity. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next
Everyone
video.
listen to Jared or you're gonna go to hell. Everyone, please like the stream if you haven't already, and thank you all so much for helping me dig myself out of this terrible hole I was in. We're out of it now.
Happy 4th. I
Thank
can't
you.
believe America is 24 years old.
Yeah.
Too bad it's on its deathbed.
Yeah. I can't believe America started existing when Jesus was born. I think when Jesus was born, they wrote the Declaration of Independence that day. Did you know that? Jesus was born in America. Yeah, I actually think the people who wrote the Declaration of Independence were the three wise men. They wrote it when Jesus was born in Bethlehem. I gotta go help my little dog for just like 2 seconds. All right, that was more like 10 seconds, but you get it.
It's pronounced Brayman.
Oh no, Brayman! Oh no, Oh God, we have a competition. And go, Brayman! Justin Brayman. Is it Brayman or Brayman? So Justin Brayman is now in first place with 252. And Justin Buckner's in second place, 206. It's the race between these two. Allow me to start next week's goal, too. And we're going to watch some Kendall in a second here. Oh, my goodness. Hold on. Did I get another one? Did I just get another one? Hold on. There's another one that just came in. Oh my God. Hold on. Oh. Yeah, I can call the bank, but I can't call the bank on a national holiday. I'm going to have to call them tomorrow. It's, you know what? What do they call that? It's like, I like hearing Jared for 2 minutes because it means I got $102. So, like, I have that positive...
I don't think so.
There it is. So now we've got Justin Buckner back in the lead. Oh, my God, guys. I can't... So, Justin Buckner is in first place at $308, and Justin Brayman is at $252. Pavloved, yeah, that's what it is, a Pavlovian response, like the dog salivating at the sound of a bell. That kind of thing. We'll watch Kendall in just a minute here, but wow. Nine. So 165.
And here's me with $12.
Oh, damn. All right, now I gotta, hold on. Damn it. Let's see. You guys are making me do math. All right, hold on. Because I want this to be fair. So that's 77. All right. There we go. Next week's goal. Next week's goal. Thank you so much. So, just a reminder, we're the top tippers. God, that was something. I'm going to play Kendall here. Let's check out Kendall.
Holler if you hear me, and welcome to this edition of Luke Reacts, because, well,
Because,
the #1 Guinness Book of World Records holding highest-selling comic book artist of all time, Jim Lee, now has a little bit of an information released that he is the kind of man who, if you want to commission him, charges $30,000 per commission.
Yeah, he can. People will pay for that. He's Jim Lee. He created
Your fans love you, Ben.
Thanks
you for running a tight show.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Jim Lee created a lot of the X-Men characters that were created in the 80s and 90s. He's pretty awesome. He's, I think, the head guy at DC right now. Yeah, I heard, Drake, that you lost your job for saying the F word off the clock.
Now, you probably out there in the world, in the everyday world, would look at a guy sitting down to draw a superhero because that's his work. For those who don't know, yes, this is the man who is literally the highest-selling comic book artist of all time. He was the artist behind the 1991 relaunch of X-Men, X-Men #1, which sold about 8.5 million copies and is in the Guinness Book of World Records as the highest-selling comic book of all time. And now with that kind of traction, with that kind of success, with that kind of clout, ever since then, pretty much anything he's done artistically has been something that has been universally hyped up. This was the guy who then, after doing all that work with the X-Men, walked out and became one of the founding members of Image.
Tell Kendall you need to stream The View. That's why my viewership tanked, because it was starting to grow and get up over 200, and then the stream got taken down for like 30 seconds, and now because there's copyrighted shit earlier in the stream, it's not showing up in subscription feeds, and there's no like notification. Yeah, The View killed my views.
Comics, and his comic Wildcats also sold like gangbusters and also got into other media, but because its popularity withered on the vine once Lee stopped doing it, you wind up with it nowhere near being anywhere near as memorable or as long running as, say, Spawn. But ever since then, he took the publishing subsidiary he put behind Image Comics, Wildstorm, and wound up running that, working that really well to the point where it became valuable enough that he wound up selling the company to DC. But ever since then, you'll notice that there is a very inverse proportion to the amount of creative action.
Yeah, Jim Lee did a lot over at Image, too. Jim Lee did a ton at Marvel, a ton at Image, and is now the head guy at DC, as far as I understand, right?
Quality and control and success that he has when involved in business decisions versus the success Jim Lee has when it comes to artistic decisions. And unfortunately, all those business demands leads to his artwork being something that is as productive as...
Dude, don't talk shit about anyone else's artwork, especially like a legendary comic book artist. This is kind of like how Jared trash talks people who are good at things that he wishes he was good at. This is Kendall's cope, trash talking Jim Lee.
Anything Ethan Van Sciver has done lately. Although when looking at Jim Lee, here's a guy who actually has a massive comic publisher that now he's getting more and more involved in behind the scenes. So him being...
Jim Lee is the president publisher. He's the chief. He's also the chief creative officer. So he's like at the corporate level, the head of creative at DC Comics.
1 year late on issue 5 of All-Star Batman and Robin makes a lot more sense than, say, Ethan Van Sciver being multiple years late on the latest Cyberfrog comic because he is a little lolcow egomaniac who is so full of himself, yet so psychologically fragile at anything that agitates his frail ego that...
So Kendall's mad because, like, he can't get a table at a Comic-Con. His daddy bought him one, but he can't sell his art. Like, no one wants to buy that shit. Some people might pity buy it from him. But he's not, he has no room to criticize Jim Lee. Jim Lee is as successful as you can get being like a comic book artist.
If an obese Englishman yells too loud on a stream that nobody was ordering EVS to watch, he wasn't being forced at gunpoint to go.
Is he talking about heel versus babyface because he called him an obese Englishman? Is that because, like, Kendall also doesn't like some of the people Eric July is friends with? I think it's because they banned him from their community because he's always around trying to, like, peddle his shit art. That's the only reason he's part. Like, if Eric July banned Kendall everywhere, he'd be trash talking Eric July too.
And watch that Rip and the Silverback.
He also hates Geeks and Gamers
stream, but there he was watching it, and because as comedically yelled,
I hate comparing Kendall and Sturgis. We should do a who is worse between Kendall and Sturgis. We did Sturgis and Jared once. We should probably do Kendall versus Sturgis. Who's worse? That might be a good one.
About a Stellar Blade review for
So, and the way we do a who is worse, it's our Patreon show. We take two people and we put them head to head, and we pick 5 categories to vote on, and in the end, whoever wins the most categories is the worst one out of the 2. Jared was deemed worse, but Jared only got 3 out of the 5 categories that we voted on, so he only won by 1 point in the grand scheme of things. So it's not always cut and dry, you know? When we really break down the 5 reasons. It'd be interesting to do it like 7 reasons or something like that. You know, it should be an odd number. But yeah. And then we just watch videos of them being jackasses and then the people vote.
Comedic effect, that's where EVS decided to go throw his headphones at his own webcam and start shouting. Probably because EVS can't stand the thought of a guy like Az, who yells into a webcam for a living, has more of a subscriber base and also much more income than him, and also did it without ever having to go and stab anybody in the back or deliberately pick fights with other content creators that are supposed to be friends and allies behind the back. And also the fact that if you basically look at EVS
God, you're
and
such
look
a
at Az,
loser.
the only difference is that Az has an accent and doesn't always wear a hat. While Jim Lee, on the other hand, this is a guy where, remember, this is also an interesting case of Jim Lee being a man who did not need to automatically be in comics. This was a man who had a immigrant story, a legal immigrant story, that also was an example of what happens when somebody puts together their determination to actually earn their right in the business. Which is funny to look at Jim Lee being a guy who was born in South Korea. The family immigrated to St. Louis, Missouri, of all places. And
I mean, they have to immigrate to somewhere. What do you mean, of all places? Immigrants just pick places based on, you know, what they believe is the best place. Maybe he had family already there, or maybe they looked and saw that it was like St. Louis has a lower cost of living than a lot of other cities around the U.S. So maybe it was that. Please like the stream, by the way, if you haven't already. We passed our month or our weekly goal already today, and we're already 20% of our way towards next week's goal. It's amazing. Thank you so much.
His parents being doctors, of course, the way of the Asian stereotypical family of if you have highly educated, highly successful parents, then basically they demand
the Asian stereotypical family. He had to go there.
And that you go and follow in that same path. If you've got Asian parents that are
we have a ton of Korean people that live here in Seattle. A ton. Like in comparison, like per capita, quite a bit of Koreans here.
Gynecologists, you're expected to be a gynecologist too. Or like with Jim Lee, where he went to college and there he was going to also go into a medical degree like his parents. But then because he did an extra course, he decided to go take a drawing class. And when doing that, his results were so successful that his teacher told him you might have a chance at an art career. So what he did was basically give his parents the opportunity of, no, I don't want to go to med school. I want to be a comic artist. But, well, the parents, of course, gave him an actual ultimatum of give him, I believe it was a year to go and find success. Lucky for him, he was able to find his way into the comic book business within a few months of having that 1 year to go and find professional work as an artist, and then worked his way up into...
We are, of large U.S. cities, we are ninth. Seattle is and that's cities too. I wonder what the metropolitan population is, but it's saying that Seattle is the 9th out of the top 10 cities in the U.S. with the most Koreans. L.A. being number 1, then Honolulu, Anaheim, California, San Jose, California. So like both. So like the top 4 are California, New York. And yeah, there's like a K-town in New York City that I've been to before. Aurora, Colorado, which is kind of surprising. Aurora, Colorado, of all places. Anchorage, Alaska, San Francisco. Then Seattle, and then Plano, Texas.
To the way at Marvel, first on Punisher War Journal, and then from there into the Canadian X-Men spinoff Alpha Flight, then from there doing a nice little fill-in issue on the mainline X-Men comic that was so well done he wound up becoming a full-time artist. And then he evolved so quickly and so efficiently and so successfully on...
Okay, if you switch to metropolitan area, I'm obsessed with like weird statistics like this. If you go by metro area, then Seattle's 4th. So I guess this is, it says, it doesn't say DC, but I'm guessing Washington, they mean Washington, DC. So Los Angeles has 326,000 Koreans. New York, 200,000. And then 96,000 in, I guess this is D.C., and then Seattle is 67,000. That gives you a broader idea of like just the overall area.
On the Uncanny X-Men, that it wound up becoming more his comic than longtime writer Chris Claremont, until the point where Marvel decided to go and relaunch the X-Men books, where they could now have Jim Lee be the main attraction as the plotter and the artist, with Chris Claremont for those first 2 issues just being there to put dialogue to his.
Those are just the Koreans.
Until eventually,
there's way more. There's way more Chinese and Vietnamese that live around here. And then there's like, I mean, like all the different Asian nationalities. There's a lot of them here.
And we didn't like that and walked out. And now Lee, ever since then, has been an example of showing your worth. Now, Jim Lee being a guy who every single little aberrant whiff of artwork he does that gets put onto anything that then gets professionally published by DC or Marvel, remember, it's automatically going to be successful. Marvel, for all of its creative and fiduciary failures, well, there are some desperate attempts to try and get people interested in their work. I mean, there was an entire month where all they did with all their varying cover exploitive little gimmicks was to have all the covers on the books that they shipped that month be variant covers that was just Jim Lee artwork. And all it was Jim Lee artwork that he did for a series of trading cards that were made around the same time he went and took over as the plotter artist on the relaunched X-Men. But why do they do that? Because we've got the right, we've got the deeds to go and take all this old Jim Lee artwork, and since, like I said, he could basically take a crap, dip his pinky in it, and draw on some loose leaf paper, and that would be a piece that...
It'd be better than anything you draw.
That would then be auctioned off on some website or whatever.
Yes, that's what happens when you get fame.
For thousands of dollars, hence the $30,000.
Yeah, and you draw shit art and charge $50 for it.
Rate he's having for a commission. And this is also a guy who's found success on the side by doing artwork on Twitch. And well, you want to go and see him do that? You got to go and make sure you buy yourself a membership to see what he does. If you're going to want to watch him on Twitch taking artistic suggestions on what to draw or to do some drawing demonstration, because remember, this is a man with a plan, a man who knows his value in his business, and also a man with exceptional skills at time management when it comes to personal and business things, not so much artwork, because, well, the more and more he got involved with things like the attempt at doing a World of Warcraft style game for DC Comics, the less and less All-Star Batman and Robin wound up getting done on a timely fashion. So eventually, after issue 10, they just gave up when it was supposed to be 15 issues. But with all of this, we see there are those few people in any industry, any creative industry, let alone one full of a lot of shykesters and hucksters and buck passers and whiners like comic books, especially the American comic book industry, where they can go and do whatever they want. They can write their ticket. And Jim Lee is one of those few men, like the mainstream compatriots that wound up co-establishing Image Comics, like Todd McFarlane or Rob Liefeld. Say what you want about any one of them or their personalities or their business practices, but they are in that rarefied air where you do everything you can, all the shit you got to take to find your way in the industry, and then eventually you wind up working enough to take less shit, then eventually you take even less, to the point where then you wind up trying to. Everybody wants to rule the world. Everybody's just a squirrel trying to get a nut. But Jim Lee is one of those few that was able to find himself in that rarefied atmosphere where he completely forgot what taking shit even tastes like. That is the layer cake of the comic book business. And there are those few, those special few, where being that type of man who can go into the business.
He thinks this is his talent, that he can just like word vomit everywhere and everyone's going to be like, wow, he's such an amazing speaker.
And do as they please, what they please, whenever they please, how they please. That is something Jim Lee has.
Now you can hear his dad watching TV in the background.
So no wonder if you want a little...
Andy Griffith is on, Kendall, shut up!
...piece of his action, that's going to cost you $30,000.
Here, go look at 25-year-old Playboy magazines and shut up! Draw that, Kendall. Trying to watch Murder, She Wrote over here.
It especially is going to ignite a lot of puerile political...
I'm giving out free medical advice right now, Kendall. Shut up.
...infused bitterness from the likes of those losers in the comic business who want to go out of their way to show how insanely jealous and entitled they are.
Honest Red, you should go hang out with Kendall. Do an interview with Kendall for me since he won't let me interview him. Just be like, excuse me, Kendall, sir. Can I get an interview?
Because they got into the business based off inclusivity checkmark filling out, and that's why the true reason why these money-fleeced, bleeding dry, loss leader companies like Marvel, DC, or Boom Studios or whatever hire all these people is that they literally cannot afford to go and produce any work that requires actually successful talent that knows their worth and has a fixed kind of page rate where you better go and pay that. Because if you don't, then you wind up with all these people that will work for increasingly terrible page rates, like $30-40 a page, and are going to need GoFundMe to go and try to take care of their living expenses, while a Lee or a Liefeld or McFarlane can do whatever they want, however they want. Hence why a guy like McFarlane can go and do comics when he feels like it or not, because his mainline business of his toy company is all kinds of successful. It's an automatic, a little nice bit of symbolism that how DC and Marvel are bleeding dry, and DC, in the attempt in one of their divisions to try and find some success, is to get the toy license over to McFarlane, because they produce a product people actually want and that will actually consistently buy. And speaking of products that will actually people want and buy, no matter what the losers who screech "don't buy my books" want to tell you, Yaira and the Yaira statue is just the beginning of what the Rippaverse has in store. Because somebody who is able to go and successfully write their own ticket outside of being successful in the mainstream is an even more rarefied example than what Jim Lee's gone through. So whether it's Jim Lee or whether it's Eric July, those are two men that know what they have done, that know what they are doing, and will always be able to work as they want and how they want.
Until they ban you and then you don't like them anymore and then you'll trash talk them, just like everybody else. You think there's this weird loyalty just because you claim to have a political alignment with these people. They don't give a shit about you. They don't want you to try and siphon money off of their pay pigs with your, especially with your shitty art. So they got rid of you because you're in there trying to wheel and deal with your little grift. It's kind of hilarious.
Whenever and anytime. So they've got an audience and they're going to go and put them to good use. And that's not my opinion. I know I'm right.
He always does that. That's not my opinion. I know that I'm right.
I want to thank you for watching. Subscribe to my channel. It hits 10,000 subs this year. Don't forget to become a channel.
It doesn't even have 5,000 subs. And the year is almost halfway over. How are you going to get to 10,000 this year? You should be trying to get to 4,000. There should be baby steps to this. You're trying to reach 10,000 in 1 year. You're not even close. I don't believe he's over halfway. I don't think he's even at 5,000. Let's see. Luke Kowitz's art. Here he is. Oh, is he live right now? Woo! He has 3.6 thousand. He's almost at 3.7 thousand subs. So no, he should be like, I'm trying to get to 4,000. That's an achievable goal. If he really pushed that, he might be able to hit that. Oh, no, yeah. He says that we stalk his channel. It's like, no, we just watch when you stream. That's not stalking. I'm going to do a bathroom run, and then I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. thanks for sticking around. We got some more stuff that we're going to get to. Quick update on the figure. This figure is still up for grabs right now. The top tipper by the end of tonight's stream will be receiving this. I'm going to handle all the shipping and all that stuff. It's the battle of the Justins right now. We got Justin Brayman and Justin Buckner. Justin Buckner's in first place at $308, and Justin Brayman is in second place with $252. They're close to one another, but that's where we are right now. And we've already started next week's goal because of this. Amazing. All right, let's do Sturges.
Hello everyone, I'm Renown Zero. We are back again doing some gaming news today, which I really enjoy doing. I love bringing you guys some more gaming news. It's kind of one of those extra things I like doing on this channel. But we're back again talking about this Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster that seems to have dropped. We're also going to be talking about Phantom Breaker Battlegrounds launching in February of 2025. The original Resident Evil and of course 2 and 3 are available now on PC via GOG, which is a site
I think Sturgis and Kendall should start doing streams together. I would love to watch that.
You can get DRM free games, so you
I gotta let my little dog into the room.
Use the titles. Also, Dead by Daylight announces a Tomb Raider DLC with Lara Croft. So let's get into this really quick. Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster has been announced. Capcom has announced Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster, a seemingly remade version of the original Dead Rising game. Details like a release date and release platforms weren't confirmed. However, the teaser video says Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster is an updated release with a brand new look. Similar to how they're doing a re-release or remaster of Lollipop Chainsaw called Repop, which I can't wait to get. But here's the new teaser.
He would like Lollipop Chainsaw, just saying.
And we'll take a look at it and we will react. So in 2006 was the original.
He's like a big anime nerd and tries to pretend like he's like this big tough guy. He probably sleeps with a waifu pillow.
Original release that was on the Xbox 360. I believe this game was an original Xbox 360 exclusive, so you couldn't play it anywhere except for the 360 for quite a while.
Serve me a ribeye, bud.
2016, it did release an HD remaster version.
No, of course. It takes all kinds. Yes, there are weebs that can be tough. Like, we have Big Diesel. He's a weeb, but he's all, like, muscular and tough. So, obviously it happens, but not usually.
Which I believe came out on Xbox, PlayStation, and I would hope that it came to Switch at some point since the Switch came out in 2017. So I would hope they would kind of have figured that out and put it on the Switch. That would be awesome to have Dead Rising on the go. So apparently now in 2024, so we can only assume by this that it should be coming out in 2024. Since
I'll take your word for it. You guys are saying Lollipop Chainsaw is a good game. I've never played it, so.
This is now in 2024, it should be coming out this year, but again, they gave no release date and no platforms for this game. You know, coming to the newest generation of platforms, an updated release with a brand new look, so obviously it's more of a remake than a remaster.
Say, buddy. You mentioned something about research for a story. Frank West.
So to me, I'm not too happy about the design of Frank West, but he kind of looks like what he would have looked like if they had an updated version of him for like a Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom type of deal. But you know, we'll see how the game actually is, if it's not broken when it comes out.
Bud. Remember that name, because the whole world's gonna know it in 3 days.
Woo-hoo! So it is called DRDR, which stands for Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster. They have sort of confirmed that it's not it's a whole remake, not a remaster, which because they already did a remaster in 2016 as they showed. And honestly, I think it'll be great.
All right,
it was a great beginning to a great franchise that kind of died off after Dead Rising 4. Dead Rising 3, in my opinion, was the best out of the three. You can leave your comments below and let me know if that was your favorite Dead Rising, or was it a 2 or off the record, or 4. But to me, I think 4 was the weakest in the franchise. I thought 3 was like the height of it. Although I really enjoyed 2, and of course Case West and Case Zero in the original. We also have Phantom Breaker Battlegrounds Ultimate launching in February 2025. Rocket Panda Games has announced a release date for Phantom Breaker Battlegrounds Ultimate, the new remastered version of their...
I see that Marty Jannetty is live streaming on YouTube right now, and I'm kind of fascinated by that. Because Marty Jannetty, he was like a pretty big wrestler back in the day. He had a fall from grace. But it's interesting to see that he's live streaming on YouTube. Usually when, like, there's a tag team and one of the members of the tag team...
I can speak on the behalf of all anime nerds when I say that we appreciate the offer of one Sturgis, but we'll have to pass and would like to hand him off as a gift to the furry delegation? Maybe? Edek man.
Side-scrolling beat-em-up Phantom Breaker Battlegrounds, which I highly recommend. I believe this game was delisted on all the stores, and then they came back pretty much like 12 years later with the remaster. Phantom Breaker Battlegrounds Ultimate is launching on February 13, 2025, worldwide for Windows, PC, via Steam and Epic Game Store, the store that nobody uses, the Epic Game Store, Xbox One, Series Console, Switch, PS4, and PS5. A physical edition on every platform, console platform, is planned, and pre-orders are now available. It looks like it's not for limited run games. There's a $39.99 standard physical edition and a big $110 Ultimate Edition that includes a Mikoto figure, soundtrack, CD, art book, and limited edition box. Quote, fragmented releases across platforms, countries, and languages.
Okay, I can't, like, Sturgis is hard to do. Because all he does is just read articles.
Have frustrated me as a gamer and as someone in the game industry, says M Panda, Rocket Panda Games CEO, who doesn't want to share an experience with their peers from around the world at the same moment in time. We did everything in our power to deliver a seamless online experience while partnering with physical publishers in every region we could. We may be small and we may be indie, but we will never stop trying to punch above our weight. So there's a new gameplay trailer out. Seems to have been rebuilt from the ground up in Unreal Engine 5. The remarkable game stands as a complete remaster of the beloved original beat-em-up Phantom Breaker Battlegrounds, first introduced in 2013. It ultimately,
These videos that he does, they don't get a lot of views. They like his drama videos where he just defends Eric July because there are people who just like get off on defending Eric July. But these videos that he has, they don't normally do very well. So I would ask that those of you out there join the Discord and send me some material. If you're a member of the Discord, drop some cool stuff in the content section because we have a stream on Saturday and I'd like to collect some fun stuff to watch on Saturday. We're going to have Jeff Holiday on. If you like some of the weird stuff Jeff reacts to on his streams, feel free to send some of that my way too, like the, what are they, Exorcists, like that kind of stuff. I know he likes that. Jimmy Pine. I can send in some Barb stuff, like Barb Chandler? Oh, you mean, okay, I was like, what? I have no updates on Mama JF. Yeah, I'll take any new, I need some new stuff. Yeah. Send me some new stuff. I will gladly take some new stuff. if you would be so kind. Oh, shit. I'm not sure, let's see.
Caught the gut. Oh, can it be? Tiger! Drop!
Boom! Tiger drop. Tiger drop.
Caught the gut. Oh, can it be? Tiger! Drive!
Is it Tiger Driver? I don't know. Is it Tiger Driver? Tiger Driver, okay. In some of these videos, I'm sitting on the stage. Not this one, though. If you go back, I went a lot last year. So if you watch some of the old matches from last year from SOS, I used to sit up on the stage a lot. It was kind of cool because the ring and the stage are about the exact same height. So you're kind of like at eye level with the wrestlers. I have I should go through my phone because I have a ton of videos that I took of Scott wrestling. Quite a few.
Update on Mom and JF. Still dead.
There you go. There's your update. There is your update. No, there's no booking committee happening tonight. That was probably just mislabeled in the calendar because it... Oh, yeah. Yeah, let me... Yeah, that was originally... I mean, the calendar also has Scott being on the show tonight, too, so... You know. All right. I updated it. I mean, there's no need to do the booking committee all the time anyway, because we pretty much know what's coming up. We know what's coming up. I don't know, Drake, if you want to defend the title coming up here, you can. Or maybe we should would you take on Party Tub in a non-title match? We gave Party Tub a chance. And it was close. I say, if Party Tub can beat Drake Dragsaw in a non-title match, then we could give Party Tub a title match at Summer Scam. But I guess we'll see. Summer Scam's a big event in the world of Actual Mania, and that's next month. And we need to set up a good story for next month. This is kind of a transitional pay-per-view. So, the stream is probably going to end in a little bit here. I did like a 7-hour stream the other night. It was ridiculous. Everyone, please like the stream. And I'm going to put up a timer here to just finalize who gets the figure. So, just so you know, this is up for grabs tonight for tonight's number one donator. In first place, we have Justin Buckner at $308. And then in second place, we have Justin Brayman at $252. So, whoever's the top donor at the end of this timer... I'll tell you what, I'll add 5 minutes to the timer if we get a dono that changes who's in first place to give everyone time to decide. But that's where we are right now. So, and we are 21, almost 22% of the way to next week's goal. So that's amazing. So that's amazing. Fireworks aren't starting here yet because it's still light outside. It's not going to get dark until after 9 p.m. here, and it's going to be 8 in a moment here. Oh, shit. So, fireworks are illegal in my area. People still set them off, but because they're illegal, there's a lot less of them. We have like high fire danger here, and we don't want a wildfire caused by fireworks to like, the air quality gets really bad when there's wildfires, so I'm fine with it. Yeah, I mean, there's been a few years out here where the fires got so bad that you could see all the smoke in the air. It was terrible, and every time you took a breath, it just felt like it almost felt like you were smoking a cigarette. Seven minutes remain if anybody is... Yeah, I'll probably hold some kind of booking committee that's not a live stream that I'll just chat about in the actual Mania chat. I want to start doing post shows again pretty soon, too. Probably do a few post shows this month. The new Cobra vid, I think that's the thing that I watched. Oh, no, I didn't see this one. Huh. This just came out like 20 minutes ago. I'll watch it really quick. We got a little bit of time. A little less than 6 minutes on the clock. Yeah, the really bad year here, I believe, was 2020. It might have been 2021. It was one of those two. I think it might have been 2021 because we had the heat wave that year and there was fires. So we couldn't open our windows. Better not go live, boy. It's better than past years. He just played it all power chords and he tunes to drop D. 3.5 minutes remain. 3.5 minutes.
Anyways, YouTube, happy fucking birthday, America. That's most definitely what the fuck is up.
America. He's drinking some tequila, some mango margarita.
Mix on point, son. It's just the mango flavor.
One or just under 2 minutes left.
Liquor or whatever. Just the point of the matter is that you're celebrating America's birthday.
There you go, Cobra. There you go, sir. Look at you. All right. There you have it. There you have it. And now we're down to about 1 minute and 10 seconds. He didn't play it that well. There's like things he missed. He had it tuned to drop D, which makes it easier to play power chords like that. All right, 16, 15, 14. We're counting down. Three, two, one. All right. That means, Justin Buckner, you have won the figure. So the figure is yours. You are the winner. Yeah, thank you for your support. Thank you to both of you for battling over it, because that helps out tremendously. Yeah. I think it's time to wrap up the stream. For those of you who want more content, I'll be streaming on my other channel tomorrow, the Altered Perspective. Tomorrow I'm doing a Patreon private show that I should have done in June over on the other channel, the other channel's Patreon. I got Shit Bricksky going to be on it with me. And yeah, so I'm going to do a regular stream for a little while, and then I'm going to go and do a private show for a little while. And we get away with a lot more doing it over there. So yeah, I think we're going to wrap this one up. It was a good time. I don't normally do these full episode, like the ones that actually have like an episode number. Don't normally do them solo, but under the circumstances that occurred long term, yeah, it just so happened that, I had Scott booked for tonight. So, yeah, his presence, the lack of his presence is felt daily for me. Because I used to at least chat with him, several times a week. Maybe not daily, but the fact that he's not around to, be part of the show and just to chat with, it's very much felt. All right, we are going to wrap this up. I appreciate all you guys. I hope you have a great rest of your holiday. Good night.